follow up on the Nyota sensitization program we did a few days ago. When I came here with the county commissioner and the other Ngao and the government officials and the political leaders, we came to launch a program for the youth, targeted the youth called Nyota. So over the last couple of days, the youth were encouraged to register online through the *54 hash. That registration has led to countrywide over 804,000 youth, 804,000 youth registered countrywide. For Kisii, about 29,000, just short of 30,000 youth registered across the Kisii County. And so today we're here to actually now check validation. So you remember these people registered online using their phones. So because some of these programs are going to include physical people being trained, people being given money to start business. So it was important that we validate so that you don't get people either ghost registration or non-existent, or people don't come from the same area, because we want to make sure that the beneficiaries are cut across every ward across the country. So today was validation. We've been in the hall here at Kisii Polytechnic, which is actually the center for Nyeriba Richache, and there are similar centers like this across Kisii County for the 9 constituencies, where County Commissioner and myself and the other officials will go around to check how it is going. So we have observed at the Nyeriba Richache Validation Center that the exercise is going very well. The youth are peaceful. The process of validation is very simple. You show your ID, which basically confirms that you're between 18 and the 29, the age we are looking for. Then the officers ask you basic questions. Do you come from this village, which is in that ward? What's your level of education? Are you from 4 and below? And do you have employment or another means of income? And finally, are you committed? Because this is a thing that we need also the youth to own. So we open the door, we give the opportunity. They also must say, when the opportunity comes, I am committed. So through those 4 questions, or 4 validation questions, we then say, yeah, the person who registered online is actually physically here, he comes from this village and comes from this ward, and they're actually meeting this criteria, including the level of education and income. Then they go through the next stage to confirm themselves. They get a code to test for entrepreneurship. We call it Entrepreneurship Aptitude Test, EAT. So the reason why this is happening is because the government, through His Excellency the President, President William Ruto, worked with the World Bank to avail 20 billion, of which the first 5 billion is actually now coming out for release. So you're being tested to say, are you willing or able or aching to do business? So hii mambo ya biashara pia inatakana akili. Unafikiria namna gani? So you get about 19 questions just to check, test your mind. Very basic. Again, yote inakuwa kwa SMS. Inakuuliza mpaka unamaliza. If you actually are interested in entrepreneurship. Once that process is finished, you get a confirmatory SMS. From that documentation, we'll then get, for Kisii County, for each ward, 70 youth will be eligible to be given 50,000. And if you look at the 9 constituencies and 45 wards, Kisii will get 3,150 youth that will actually be eligible to get the 50,000 grant from the World Bank to start business or to help themselves in a small way. To help themselves to actually start earning some income. Yeah? So that is why we're here. So far, the interest is very high. We've seen a huge turnout as we drove into Kisii Polytechnic, Kisii National Polytechnic, big numbers. The numbers were looking as long as we were cracking a joke with the commissioner here, almost like during election time, almost like it's IEBC queues, people queuing to actually vote, long queues, which I think is a good thing. So it means the information went out, it means the youth took up the challenge and registered, it means the youth are ready to engage. What I can commit on behalf of government is that we as government are very, very committed on the youth. This is one of the many initiatives for the youth, the Nyota program. And as I've said, this is phase 1, 5 billion. There's going to be a phase 2, all the way to the 20 billion. And depending on how successful it is, on how it works, there will be additional programs. In addition to this Nyota, there are many other opportunities, and you really, and your young people, and I'll speak at the end a bit in our language, you have to have an open mind. So you try this, sometimes it will work, sometimes it may not work. There are many other opportunities. We obviously have opportunities for you to be employed into the sort of disciplined forces. And I think recently the Kenya Defense Forces were here and they did some good work. The Kenya Police will come. Again, they'll have to take youth from across the villages, across the wards. NYS will come. The Teachers Service Commission for those trained teachers, again, will come around. And that gives opportunities again across the divide. The one for health, nurses and medics. All those opportunities come. In addition to that, the government has also worked for Kisii labor mobility. So for example, once some of you get your prior learning recognition, so you are a very good plumber or you're a good electrician, you do good work and you can certify, but you don't have a certificate, what the government has said is that you should not be left out. That skill you have will then be recognized now through a formal process, which I think has been publicized. That certificate will then help you get a job either locally, because then some things you need to show a certificate to know that, to show that you know what you're doing. And people like that then can be able to get even jobs outside. For example, we have so many Kenyans out. I think the last 1 or 2 years, I think it's been made public that we probably have anything about 400,000 youth who have actually benefited by going out in jobs into either Dubai, Saudi Arabia, all these places where they actually do technical work, where you even don't have those skills. Even in Canada, many of our youth have actually gone out. And when you look at the statistics where many of these youth coming from, Kisii County is one of the top 4 counties where the youth who are going labor mobile are coming from. I have lived myself in Dubai, and I can tell you, even a basic thing like a driver, you Google, you guys are internet, so just Google how much does a driver earn in Dubai, just Google, you'll see. So if you go in those sort of jobs, and you have a scheme here to save, and saving is one of the things we're also encouraging in this Nyota. We give you 50,000, you start a business, we tell you to save about 12% of that amount on a monthly basis. So if you make, for example, 2,000 shillings, just be saving like 200 shillings into an account which will support. So you go into those places like Dubai, check what a driver earns there, public information, start saving, eventually you set yourself. There's never loss for opportunity. There's plenty of opportunity, we just have to be broad. We think widely, we test and see where we fit, where we're interested in, and the work of government to support you to get those opportunities. Just like that, for example, I've said, the e-citizen program here in Kisii again, we've got our passports are being issued in Kisii here. Those days when I grew up, we had to go to Nairobi Nyayo House to get a passport. Now the county commissioner and the sub-counties will give you your kibanda, your ID. Passport you get here locally in Kisii. So if you have a skill, you know what you want to do and you want to travel, you just go out here, give your birth certificate, give your ID, and you get your passport, and you're part of this Kisii. And I think at another time, I'll come here with my colleagues, the colleagues who look after National Youth Service, colleagues who look after diaspora affairs that have actually ensured that our people have gotten opportunities outside, including even knowledge workers, to come and also talk to us about those opportunities and also give you the avenues how you register officially through government and get to those opportunities. So I just want to say we're so grateful to the leadership of Kisii County, from the political leadership led by the governor and the elected leaders, the county commissioner here, my friend, his team of security, who ensured that the messages go to the villages. Indeed, even when the president is getting summary of the turnout and also the response to this Nyota program, I am sure Kisii County will be among the top, not because of the president, but because of us. That we are actually in to also take a share, because he's our father. He's opening the door opportunity like that. And he say, come and participate and gain and benefit. So when you respond, he says, I see my people have responded, let me see what I can do to assist. So I want to say thank you very much. Yeah, okay. Abantu aminto